Right, whatever.
Even worse. It just got even worse. Had Mr. Angry on the phone. He was absolutely furious.
Oh my God! It sounded like Kevin from Harry and Phil.
It did. Yeah.
I've not been able to
So
stop laughing.
unfair. It was worth driving in just for me to hear that. Yeah.
What an absolute moron!
Plank.
I had in for a treat with this astonishing LBC caller making an epic, complete clown of himself on Saturday evening, where he admitted to Nick Abbott that he once went to school with a certain politician.
Yeah, I just wanted to make... So, I'm guessing you're a Labour supporter.
A woke lefty? Yes.
You are a woke lefty, yeah. So I went to school with Mr. Starmer, and he's absolutely useless.
What was what nickname did he have at school?
He didn't have a nickname, but I did see him getting beaten up by a friend of mine called Matthew Wiley. Well, to say beaten up would be a bit unfair.
Right.
It was a full-on punch-up. Mm-hmm. Matthew could handle himself, and actually Matthew's a nice guy, but I don't know what caused it.
He doesn't sound like a nice guy.
Well, it depends why he was punching him, doesn't it?
Well, I'd like
to punch him myself right now, frankly, because he just took 300 quid off my mother. I'm not very happy about it.
I wouldn't try that, Stuart. He is surrounded by people who would give you a strong defence.
No, I'm sure, yeah. I'd still like to, though. But, yeah, he just took 300 quid off my mother I'm not too happy about. Mm-hmm. And then he lets thousands of prisoners out of prison, who some of them are already back in. One of at least, I think, has been reported some serious sexual assault charge on the same day he was released.
All right. Can I deal with these points as we go along?
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, the £300 thing, the Tories were going to do that anyway. That was a part of their manifesto. They were going to means test the winter fuel allowance. And it also seems like something of a sticking plaster to give pensioners in this country £300 just in order for them not to freeze to death over winter. Wouldn't it have been better in the 14 years that the Tories were in power to actually give pensioners in this country a decent pension?
Well, it's no good keep throwing it back at the Tories all the time, is it? I mean,
are you kidding me? They've just run this country for 14 years.
Yeah, and they had to deal with COVID, Brexit, and Ukraine overlapping.
They didn't have to deal with Brexit. They gave us Brexit.
No, I gave you Brexit. Yeah,
what?
They gave us the chance to vote for it. All right. So,
right. And how's that going? How's that going? It's not. It wasn't a democratic vote at all. First of all, it was only advisory, and second of all, Russia inserted itself into the process, and third of all, the people that won cheated their faces off by spending much more than they were legally allowed to do.
Right. Whatever.
I'll come back to you in a second. I just want to steeple myself in that answer just for a moment. I just want to sort of relax into that answer. Yeah, whatever. Are you bothered? Okay, I think I'm ready to restart our conversation, Stuart.
Well, all right. What you're talking.
You haven't stopped talking, have you? Okay, back with you now.
You're back with me now, yeah?
Yes. I just had to enjoy that moment just for a little bit.
Okay. Right, so...
Even worse. It just got even worse. Had Mr. Angry on the phone. He was absolutely furious. Wanted to get a lot of points out, but he didn't want any interruption of any kind whatsoever. And whatever was about the level of it. Moan.
Stop whining.
Yeah. These people that think that Keir Starmer, in the 9 weeks that he's been in charge, should have fixed all of the problems that have been caused in the last 14 years. I mean, that's just absolutely infantile. Come on, people. What are you talking about? And I knew this was going to happen. I told you loads of times before the election that this would happen, when it looked like Skier was going to win. I told you that all of these right-wing foamers were going to be blaming all of the ills that have been caused by 14 years of misrule.
Yeah. Where do I...
Yeah, by...
This government.
By that government. And that if he hadn't fixed them on day 2, that they were going to blame him personally for everything that was wrong with this country. Yeah, and he sounded exactly like the kind of person that delivered us the misery that is Brexit.
Nick Abbott then spoke about how people like him are still angry and flailing around and blaming everybody else because the Brexit hadn't worked out as this chomp had promised.
So we could have cheaper food, clothing and footwear straight away by getting rid of the protectionist anti-trade tariffs that the EU imposes. And it would be very good for the British people, and it would provide certainty. And I think once there's certainty, the country will begin to reunite.
Like elongated chumps like that. Oh, don't you understand?
Nick then said that everything that they said was an absolute lie, and everything that us Ramonas said would happen, happened. Well, he carried on chuckling away with this utter clown. He was just still in hysterics. But then he went to look at the queue to see who was waiting to speak to him. And there was another star who's a regular caller, was waiting in line now. Did Nick take the call?
Am I ready for this now? No, not quite. Jonathan in Harrow is on the phone. I think I'll come to him in just a moment. I don't think I could. My heart couldn't take that after the previous one. Not two in a row on the Nicky Abbott show. So let's try this one. Cowbridge. Hello, Chris.
Good evening, Nick.
Yes,
How
Chris.
you doing?
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. Oh, my God. It sounded like Kevin from Harry and Phil.
It is. Yeah.
I've not been able to
So
stop laughing.
unfair.
Hello, Mrs. Patterson. How are you? That was brilliant. I tell you, that was worth waiting for just to hear that one word.
It was worth driving in just for me to hear that. Yeah.
What an absolute moron.
Plank.
Oh, if you've not heard of our Jonathan from Harrow, you are in for a treat. You've got to listen to him. Absolutely hilarious, and such a shame he didn't take the call, because I think it would have been just as funny. But yeah, I was trying to work out who did Stu remind me of, and I think Chris was absolutely spot on. It did sound like Kevin, didn't it? When I first heard the call, I was in absolute hysterics, especially when it descended into absolute madness. So the next time you're trying to relay facts to a Brextremist, and the reply you get is,
Right, whatever.
you might actually be speaking to the plank that rung Nick Abbott on Saturday night. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.